All right, so coaches, today is December the 29th, 2020, still for the next couple days at least. What I wanted to do in this kind of brief little pop-up webinar, I just had a few extra minutes, so I wanted to share some with you, is I want to take you guys through, and by all means, stop me if you have questions, if something comes up. I want to take you through sort of what my philosophy is in combining wing tee-ish football with spread-based RPO football, okay? And here's what I mean by that. I started out my career, let's see here, we just got Coach Fleming in. Okay, good. I started out my career 22 years ago, I guess. And I was a young assistant coach, and the staff that I was on ran the wing team. And we were a dive and sweep wing tee team, meaning we ran fullback dive, fullback trap, buck sweep. Okay, to me, there's only two distinct types of wing-based football. Whether you want to be double wing, wing tee, there's only two. Okay, now there's an argument there because people would say, well, there's jet sweep and all that. I don't care. Okay, to me, there's two. You're either a trap, fullback, and then sweep wing tee team, or you're a power counter off tackle team. There's only those two types. Okay, if you're more of a double wing guy, you tend to be more of a power counter guy. If you're a wing tee guy, you tend to be more of a trap sweep guy. Now, are there wing tee teams that are power counter? Yes. Are there double wing guys that are trap sweep? Sure. Okay. But it's really born out of a couple different conversations. And I see Coach Hilgendorf is just coming in the meeting room right now. How are you, Coach Hilgendorf? Can you hear me? Coach Hilgendorf?
I got you.
There you are. Man, you still got the good beard game going. I like it.
Letting it go, man.
At least yours is still mostly brown. Mine's mostly turning gray. So anyway, and Aaron, this is great that you're on here because you and I just kind of had this conversation the other day. So what this is principally about is we're talking about how to combine certain elements of wing tee-ish football with spread-based RPOs. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing in Emmett, and we already started doing it, is we're going to start combining the things I like about double wing football with things I like about spread-based RPOs. And you might ask why? Well, why not? I like them both, and they're both a pain in the ass to defend. And so if you go all the way back to something I said years ago, Urban Meyer was asked, what kind of offense do you run? He said, you run the best offenses are offenses defenses hate. And he said they hate double tight, they hate five wide, and they hate the option. Okay, those are things they hate. Okay, well, let me tell you something else they hate. They hate getting their ass run over. Defenses hate being run over. There's nothing more demoralizing than a team that lines up and just kicks your ass and runs it right down your throat. Okay, it's not fun. The other thing defenses don't like is they don't like to be confused. They don't like to have people out of position. So therefore, do both. So here's kind of what I mean. So let's kind of jump into this a little bit. And I'm going to take you a little bit off the map here, and then I'll bring you back. Okay. Coach Alvarado, give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Can you see me in the double wing, drawn in red? Okay, perfect. All right. So
thanks for doing it in red.
Yeah, no problem. So here's what I think. If you look at a defense and you line up in the double wing, okay, and I mean, by God, foot to foot, kick your ass, double wing. Well, what plays can you effectively run out of that? In my opinion, and this is something we're doing in Emmett, my offensive staff has already been charged with this over Christmas break, to sit down and decide what types of double wing plays can we pull out and run as a true under center package. I would contend to you, Coach Alvarado got to see it. He coached against me this fall. And Coach Hilgendorf was with me over Christmas break. We went to Indiana and talked to a coach about this. I think we were running a lot of double wing plays out of the gun this past fall. And it's all about getting multiple pullers to the point of attack. Now, I could bore you and talk about Napoleon's concentration of force theory, and I could talk all about that for a good size hour because I was actually a history minor, okay? So, but it's really all about getting a lot of people to the point of attack. So if I was going to block power, just A-gap power out of this front, I would go there and there. So there was no way you could run me down from behind. I would double that. We still got people joining here, so I'm still hooking people up. I would base that. And then in our rules, I would say all odd calls equal a double team by the tight end. All even calls on A-gap power equal an arc block. That's just our generic rule. So I'd get an odd, I'd get a double team, okay? I would then try to get that guy down in there, or I would arc up there. I would kick out, I would pull the guard through, run power, take that guy around there, okay? There would be A-gap power from the double wing. Now, if I wanted to get a little bit more physical with it, I would have another word. In this case, if I wanted to pull both the backside guard and tackle on power, so in other words, I really want to power it up, I would give it a different word. I would cut that backside guy. If I wanted the backside guard and tight end to pull, I would give that another word. So, and I know I'm throwing a lot at you here, but under center, I'm going to have a word equals yard pull. Okay, there's going to be something there. I'm going to have something that equals guard and tackle pull. I'm going to have something that equals guard and end pull. Okay, I'm going to have all of those under center. And then what I've decided to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to create a package where I can run basically 5 plays of double wing football. So I'm going to have a power play. I'm going to have a counter play. I'm going to have a sweep play. I'm going to have a fullback play, and I'm going to have a pass play. But inside of these plays, I'm going to have a way on power, counter, and sweep to go back over here and pull just my guard, or my guard and my tackle, or my guard and my tight end, or my tackle and my tight end, so that when you play me, you're going to have a whole boatload of under center stuff that's all blocked different ways that you're going to have to contend with. So you're going to have that whole mess to deal with when you play us. But here's what's interesting. I did it backwards. So most people I know come in and they install double wing football, and then they go back and they say, okay, now I have to get into the gun. And I have, like, Tim Murphy is a big proponent of gun double wing football out in California. I love what he does. I bought all this stuff. I researched it. I play with it. I think it's really cool. Well, I'll show you what we did in Emmett this year. And this is really what the nexus of this is all about. And we had a lot of success with it because people didn't understand what it was. Okay. We lined up like that, okay? And if you played us in the playoffs, you've seen that formation. If you've gone back and looked at all of our game tape, you've seen that, okay? Well, one of the things that people did is they said, okay, we have to line up in our 2-high structure. Okay, we're gonna play this game with you. There's your basic 3-4 defense. Now, clear your mind for a minute and forget that this is any sort of non-doubling formation. Just forget anything I've told you so far and act like this is the first thing of the webinar, okay? If I want to beat you and I'm not better than you, then one of the things I have to do is I have to deal in concentration of force. In other words, I got to get more people to the point of attack than you have. So here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to call an RPO because the RPO is going to dictate the triangle. So for instance, this will be a stick concept we'll run next year, okay? It'll be an out, 5-yard out with a 6-yard stick concept. What I love about that concept is If the corner is playing trap and he's a true palms, I hate that term, read to guy, he has to take the out. Well, because of the nature of the outside stick, this guy that I would actually consider your nickel has to go push out there now and cover the stick. If they're in any true quarters look, this guy is screwed. He's got to cover both. So what I've really done is I've dictated that this grouping out here is now a waste. Well, I would contend that this guy and this guy are now on the wrong side of the blocking scheme because they're in the nasty situation of there's trips to their side. 1, 2, 3. I've got them in trips. So they can't ignore their pass responsibilities. So here's the code word that gets me to all this. I would call Q, okay? I would call Q counter left. So let's just block Q counter left. We have an odd, so I'm going to on-call that cat, which means my hit and run double team is on the 0, and it's pushing to the backside backer. My tackle is going to step and pick. Now, if I add a word that tells my tight end to pull, he'd pull, but I don't. So he's going to step and pick. So now I've essentially angle blocked all of those people. I based that guy, and these guys are stuck on the wrong side of the formation. Then I add the word wrap. So wrap is a word that is talking to a running back or a fullback. Well, in this instance, if I call Q counter left wrap, I have both a fullback, which is our H, and my tailback in the backfield. So my guard is going to pull, and he's going to kick out your overhang. Well, if your overhang doesn't present, then he's just going to pull and wrap that thing, okay? Well, let's say he does. The overhang blitzes late. They roll to man coverage. Quarterback can't throw the RPO, okay? Normally he's screwed, okay? Now he's not. If that safety doesn't get down to this stick route in time, we just pop the ball out there for an easy 5-yard gain. If he does get down there, then we trap right here. The only unblocked defender is that guy now. The quarterback pulls the ball high and looks left. There is my wrap block. I just pulled 3 guys. That's better than what the double wing accomplishes, okay? So I have based, angled, double teamed to that, angle blocked, put him on the wrong side, double teamed, RPO'd, RPO'd, RPO'd. There's nobody left. I have achieved, which is the only real goal of football, a +1 advantage. I tell people all the time, I'm not a very smart man, okay? I didn't pass math class by very many points. Thank God my football coach was my math teacher, okay? But I learned to count to 22. And all I have to do to beat you is have one of mine in a spot where there's not one of yours. And by definition, I should gain yardage. It's not a rocket science endeavor.